Do you know that feeling of discomfort that shows up and the only thing that you want on that moment is to hide, is to be invisible, and the only thing you can't wait for is to run away and go back home where you are safe, alone, by your own, not having to succumb to others look at you, their judgment, their criticism, their opinion of you, and all the feelings that you have to deal with. It's a feeling that I know very well. A feeling of discomfort, a feeling of disconnection, a feeling of fear, a feeling of anxiety and overwhelm. It's actually a mix of emotions. And I wasn't able to understand it. The only thing that I remember is the huge sensation that I need to hide. I need to run away. I need to go where I am safe. And usually it rises up when I'm around people, whether I know those people or don't, be it friends, strangers in the street, in the public transports, with the colleagues in the job, with customers. Everything that have to do with others creates in me a lot of anxiety. And the feelings that I have within me is so strong to the point that the only thing that matters on that moment is to really disappear. And I couldn't, of course, just pretend that it's not there or simply just give it all my attention and listen to it and just hide for all my life. Because in life, you cannot be hiding somewhere, not caring about life, especially when you are an adult and you really have to provide for yourself to survive and maybe to thrive. Why not? So I started listening to this feeling. I wanted to understand it and to question it, to apply the lessons that I have learned in my life into this specific topic that I have noticed is creating in me a lot of discomfort. And I don't want to be in this discomfort anymore. It's been part of my life for a very long time. A lot of my decisions, my choices, my thoughts, my feelings were all focused on this unique feeling of avoiding everyone and hiding. And whenever I have to go out, whenever I have to meet people, be it to go to the supermarket, use the public transports because I have to go far so I can't walk, or to go to the job or a job interview, or to meet people, or to answer the phone because there is a customer on the other hand, it's for me all the time a constant overwhelm that I have to deal with, I have to cope with, and I have to hide because when people notice your discomfort, they might judge you as awkward, as wrong, as broken, as a psychopath, as someone not trusty or weird energy. When in reality, there is something much deeper than that. It's more about how we are interpreting life and how we are perceiving everything, the way we are trying to make sense of everything. And when we are dealing with emotions and not familiar with what is an emotion and what is a feeling and what is its real role, it's really difficult to manage it and live with it. The only thing that we want each and every time we are meeting these kind of situations is just to hide. Your body is telling you, go away, run away, let's go to hide, let's be safe. And I was wondering, why is it happening to me? In the world, when I walk around, nobody's seeing me, nobody's noticing me. And it's the same for every other person. It's not like I'm the unique invisible person or that something is wrong with me. It's just is. Everyone is just focused on their phone, on their life. They don't care about what you are doing, what you are saying, what you are wearing. And even if they do, it doesn't really matter actually. And yet, I do carry this fear within me that I might be judged, I might be criticized, I might be rejected, I might not be understood, and maybe people will see in me something bad when in reality I know deep down that I'm not bad. I don't know if you get the point and if you are familiar with this sensation, but it's really overwhelming and stressful to have to deal with it all the time. Imagine waking up in the morning and having to go to work, and each and every day it's for you a huge long process of preparing yourself and preparing your mind and your emotions and feelings to just go there and do what you have to do and do your best while you are managing all of this overwhelm and all of these stranger things that are happening in you that I might define in one word: discomfort. And what I realized when I decided to start noticing it, to start writing about it and observing myself whenever it's happening, I noticed that it's happening each and every time I know that I'm going to deal with other human beings. If I have to go to work, if I have to take the public transports, if I'm going to the grocery, if I am meeting the family of my boyfriend, if I'm going to meet friends, friends of friends, in any situation where I do have to deal with people, I do have this sensation of discomfort. Something such as I don't want to be there. I don't feel safe. I don't feel stimulated to go there. I'd rather stay home. I'd rather stay alone. I'd rather take this time for myself. And I thought for a while that it was because I love and enjoy my company and I don't find it interesting to be dealing with others. But it wasn't just that, because the awkward feeling I feel within me is more a feeling of fear. And I tried to listen to it, to put a name on it and observe what was going on in my body. And what I have noticed and realized that it's a deeper thing that was going on with me. It's more related to a part of me that didn't feel safe my whole life, that used to feel uncomfortable around people because I was associating these circumstances with being judged without being known, not being heard, not being understood by people, not welcome, that there is something wrong with me, that I'm not like the others. And the meaning of it was that I'm not welcome and I shouldn't be here and nobody wants me and what I have to say is not interesting and I shouldn't be expressing myself. I shouldn't be expressing my emotions. I shouldn't even be feeling emotions or showing them to others because it felt wrong. It felt inappropriate. It felt not pleasing to others and therefore a reason for people to reject me. And in order to protect myself from being hurt by the rejections and all the things that I have shared with you, somehow unconsciously, I have decided that the best way out is to hide, is to never express myself, to never show up, and to just be with myself, to protect myself because it's the only way I can be safe. Associating the fact that if you are seen by others, if you are noticed, is a source of troubles, source of punishment, source of rejections. Things can be stolen away from you, things can be taken away from you, and you might be punished, is something that have been in me without understanding where did it come from, when did it started, and why did I give this meaning to any interaction with life and others. But while studying myself and trying to figure out and understand better, who am I? What are the emotions I feel? Why do things happen the way they happen? And how to improve my life, how to get over it, how to break free from all those limitations that I do have in an unconscious way, and just finally be home with myself, I realized that we all do have shadows. And the releasing and good thing that I have learned and realized that, first of all, I'm not the only one. The second thing is that I'm not broken. There is nothing wrong with me. And the third thing is that all of these things that were overwhelming me and all this discomfort was a message trying to show to me things where I needed to heal myself, where I needed to redefine the way I am perceiving myself, the way I'm perceiving others, and the way I'm perceiving relationships in general, with myself, with others, with material, with circumstances, with choices, and most importantly, with the unknown. And it's an interesting discovery to do because I realized that we do all have shadows in our life. We do have traumas. And when I discovered that traumas don't have to be big things, big deals, such as wars or abuses, traumas can be something that for most of us human is seen as normal, when in reality for you as a human being, it can be processed as a traumatic event. And when you have experienced something, for you define it as traumatic, as source of a lot of negative emotions, and it hurts you, it develops on you a sense of protection and a need to avoid it in the future because you don't want to re-experience that same suffering. And that is how our shadows, from my understanding, start to take place and to run your life, your decisions, and prevent you from whatever might hurt you in the future. But it's all a series of beliefs that are based on past experiences. And we might forget the experience, we might forget how we experienced it and perceive it, especially when we were a child, but the mechanism of defense will still work. Even if you are not aware of it, it's still going to be functioning in order to protect you. It's powerful, it's amazing, but when it's not used properly and consciously, it might really limit you. And that was a limitation for me. And it still is actually, but the fact that today I'm aware of it, the fact that today I am the observer of what is happening within me and aware of the sensations of discomfort and willing to really uncover them and understand what they are trying to show me. Where is it that I do have a belief that dealing with other people is source of danger, is source of shame? Where is it that I created the meaning that whenever I show up or be myself or speak my truth, it's source of problems and troubles? And where is it that I started defining that the best way to live this life is to be invisible and to hide as most as possible? And the interesting thing that I found is that it all started in our childhood. It doesn't matter the moment where it started, as long as you start to understand that inside of you, there is a little kid that is very often riding the car and making the decisions and preventing you from things. And this child is acting from fear, but acting from fear based on a data that is no longer serving you. Because meanwhile, you grow up, you have learned a lot of things, you have experienced a lot of things, you develop a self-awareness, an understanding, and the capacity to understand and value things and understand what is serving you and what is not serving you, what is good for you or not, and what is positive or negative for you. A thing that when in your childhood, you didn't have all the skills to do it. You were basing all your elaboration and processing of the life and how things are supposed to work based on a children living in a context that might be your family or your society, your school, the group of friends you were meeting with when hanging out. And whenever something was dismissing you or disapproving of you, you would be associating it with not being enough. Something is wrong with me. I'm causing hurt and shame and guilt to other people, because when you try to show your love to your parent, but your parent isn't emotionally mature and cannot understand where you are coming from, and his reaction is to stop you, to hold you back, or to punish you because you have been crying, for example, out of a need of attention, or because you are hungry, or because you are cold, or because you need to go to the bathroom, or maybe you have fever or anything else, you associated this action of your parent as something not to do anymore, because otherwise they will get upset with me. They are upset with me, they will not love me, they will reject me. And if they reject me, I am not worthy. This goes a lot deeper. Those are the stories, irrational stories that we started building from our childhood, all out of love, of receiving validation, of fitting in the world of those parents or any other figure that for us were important, and their love and attention and validation for us was significant because it was for us a matter of life or death. You do agree that when we were a child, we couldn't consider running away or going to live for our own. We thought that it was the only place where we belong. And to stay in it and fit and be approved, we needed to follow certain rules and do things in a certain way. Otherwise, we wouldn't be safe. And that's at least what I discovered for myself. And today, I do have this same unconscious reactions whenever I'm dealing with life, with people especially. And I would feel anxious when I go to the grocery, when I take the public transport, when I go to work, when I deal with customers, when anything happens, even if it's my team leader that says something to me, they might be saying it out of simply communicating an information, giving an advice or a feedback, and their only goal is simply to help me do my job better because they do know the goals of the company, and they know that I don't have enough experience, so it's very kind of them to show me the way to do things and help me improve. But my inner child would see it as a threat. They might reject me. I might be fired from the job. I'm not good enough, you see. I'm not doing things the way they expect me. And I would start blaming myself, maybe feeling guilty and scared. And all those mixed emotions will create in me reactions such as fear, such as insecurities, and this lack of confidence. And the only thing that I would love to do in that moment is just to run away to not be confronting the same situations of rejection and finding myself one more time to survive something else. When I have the possibility to run away, I would do it with pleasure because at least I'm in a safe place where I don't have to justify myself. I don't have to prove something to anyone. I don't have to ask for permission. I don't have to seek approval or validation. So with myself, I can find my comfort. But on the other hand, I cannot let the inner child within me keep making the decisions for me and defining life for me and how I interact with others. I cannot let him all the time react for me. Now it's my job to take care of this child, to put the light on the shadows and be able to see what's hiding behind them. And what I discovered is that behind all those shadows, there is an adorable kid that is scared of life, of the unknown, and carry a belief that nowhere is safe, and the best way is to hide, to play small and to be invisible. Now I understand where is it coming from, and I want to show him love. I realized that shadows are just the result of lighting, and you might see a monster, perceive a monster in your perception. But if you look very well, you will notice that the shadow is nothing more than memories, traumas, wounds, limiting beliefs that you have about yourself and about life, outdated definitions, and all of it is simply to serve you because they are acting out of an outdated belief that in order to be safe, you have to be invisible and nobody's going to accept you. And you need to be home, but there is no safe home as long as you don't create your safe space within you. And no matter how long you are going to try to run away, and no matter how you are going to escape and hide, no matter how you are going to dim your light and hide your feelings and shut your emotions and your words and just close your eyes and hide, it's never gonna solve the problem. Because it's not a problem. It's not that there is something wrong with us or with me or with you. It's not that what we are doing is not okay. And I think it's over this concept of I shouldn't be myself because I might not be welcomed. Because I realized that nobody cares actually as a first thing. Only the people that really love you care. And when people really love you and care about you, they wouldn't judge you, they would see through you. And you might not have this kind of love right now in your life. You might not have received it. And you might even have not learned how to be loved and how to love. And maybe nobody told you that you are enough the way you are. And maybe nobody taught you to know yourself, to welcome your emotions, and that your beliefs are just experiences and meanings, that they are perceptions and definitions that you have around things. And they all can be updated, upgraded, modified, and corrected while you are growing in your life and discovering yourself more. And I think this is an opportunity for you, as it is for me, to welcome those feelings and to learn to listen to them. When we are feeling scared of meeting people, instead of trying to escape it or avoid it, stay with the discomfort. Stay with it. Allow it to move in your body because it's energy. Take a deep breath and listen to what is going on with you. Listen to the thoughts that are rising. Question them. What do you believe to be true? To be afraid and to feel this discomfort around people? What do you believe might happen if you stay here and just be yourself with them? What are you afraid might happen if you stay here? If you face your monsters, if you embrace your shadows, and if you reassure the inner child that is within you. It's very helpful to remind ourselves when we are having those mixed emotions, to remind ourselves that right here and now, in this moment of discomfort that I am not able to define, but I can sense how huge it is and strong, that in this moment, it's not the me that is acting. It's the inner child within me that is acting. So let's give it space. Let it allow it to express what is going on. Allow it to share his perception, what he's feeling, and send him love. Tell him that it's all right to feel all these emotions. It's all right to have these thoughts, but know that it's not all that is. That is an outdated definition that you have. And today you are safe. I'm with you. I care about you. I hear you. I give you your space. Today you can express your emotions. Today you can express your thoughts. You can express your desires, and you will be loved anyway. You are welcome anyway. I care about you and I love you. And just hug the shadows, hug the monsters, because we believe that our shadows are something horrible to avoid. And we believe that our traumas are something awful to forget about and never think about anymore. When we really need to remember that it has never been about what happened to us. It have always been about the meaning we gave to what happened to us. And this meaning can be changed and can be, for example, an opportunity for us to give new meanings to our life and to ourselves, to learn lessons. I love the fact that whenever I am dealing with something negative, today I don't reject it. I welcome it because I know that it's going to point to something that I don't prefer in my life, something that is not serving me anymore. Most of them are limiting beliefs that I do have about myself, about people, and about life. And anytime I am having this awkward sensations, this discomfort, I know that it's time for me to update my story about myself and my life, and to look for evidence of what I do prefer. It requires self-awareness, it requires honesty and self-honesty, and it requires unconditional love. We really need to learn to love ourselves unconditionally, not to love ourselves only when we achieve things, when we succeed in things, when we are good, when we are validated by others. We need to love ourselves, especially in the moments where we feel wrong, where we feel broken, when we believe that we are not enough, when we are feeling shame or guilt or anger, because all those emotions, even if they are defined as negative emotions, it doesn't mean that they are not part of us. It doesn't mean that they are not serving us. On the contrary, they are serving us to understand where is it that we are not aligned with our true self, and to question them, and from there figure out what is it what we do prefer, and how can we get there. What can we do today from where we are right here and now to get to shift to that concept, to that reality, to that version of ourselves, rather than avoiding it. I would love to end up this video with something that I've heard, and it really made a huge shift in me. And I want you to remember it whenever you are having those sensations. The monster under your bed is asking for a hug. It's not here to hurt you. It's not here to harm you. It's not here to eat you or to kill you. It's not actually a monster. It's just the inner child of you. It's your outdated definitions that are asking for an update, asking for a hug, asking to be heard, and to be understood. To help you with this, I have a video that goes through how do limiting beliefs work and the loop that we are constantly in. And I would invite you to watch it. So I'm going to link it in the description below or in the end screen. Please subscribe to my channel. And if you like the content, don't hesitate to like it and share it. It means a lot to me. I can't wait to hear your stories, to hear what are your fears, what are your monsters, and please let me know which monster are you committed today to hug in you in order to grow and to update yourself. And remember, please, that you are enough, you are loved, and it's all for you an opportunity to just be more of yourself. So whatever is happening within you, it is here to serve you, to help you to open up your eyes and embrace your true self unconditionally and unapologetically. So I send you all my love, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.